Evil Pixel.
The Sammy Corporation was a very well-known developer from Japan. Now, we've discussed this on the channel previously with a few unreleased games they had in development, publishing several well-known games in the past such as Guilty Gear, Viewpoint, and a number of fighting games. Fighting games being our main point of interest in today's video. And so with that, we'll be discussing the unreleased fighting game by Sammy called Force 5. Now before we begin, I'd like to thank one of our followers, Ray Mendoza, for suggesting this obscure game that I honestly have never even heard of until now. Now during the late 90s and early 2000s, it was very common to see fighting games show up in arcades years before they were released on console. Heck, even Street Fighter 4 was released in Japanese arcades before it was released in North America. Sammy Corporation became heavily interested and invested in arcade gaming during the 90s and 2000s. Now before I go any further, I think it's important to talk about and explain the Atomis Wave. The Atomis Wave was a custom-built arcade board made by the Sammy Corporation. The board is based on Sega's Naomi system board. The difference here is that with the Atomis Wave you were able to use interchangeable cartridges similar to a console. The Atomis cabinets were also able to be customized with interchangeable controls, joysticks, light guns, and steering wheels. Now one cool feature that I thought was very interesting was the fact that players were able to connect and play online and create online rankings through a special modem in the network called the AWNet Online system, which was also created by the Sammy Corporation. Now the reason why I'm mentioning this is because the Sammy Corporation was planning on releasing a fighting game called Force 5 to utilize the online component in the arcades. Now similarly to a good amount of other unreleased games discussed in this channel, not much is known of this game at all. The only live video of this game in action that can be found on YouTube is from Insert More Coins' YouTube channel. Force 5 was to be a 3D fighter, similar to that of Tekken and Soul Calibur. And from what was shown, there were going to be 8 playable characters. These characters include the starfighter named Shin, which is basically this game's Ryu, an Indian fighter named Shura, a luchador named Del Sol, a technician named Kai, a Russian hunter by the name of Hound, a capoeira master named Beck, who also looks strikingly similar to Tekken's Eddie, a brawler named Rolf, a Mexican boxer by the name of Tony, a Native American looking female by the name of Saka, who looks very similar to Tekken's Julia once again, and an Asian female fighter named Mei Ling. Now from the demo shown, the fighters appeared to be in fully 3D, and the players were also going to be able to sidestep and have the entire stage to fight it out. This game was to be the first of the series of 3D fighting games on the Atomis Wave, and was also going to be able to be played online. Now arcade cabinets of Force 5 were placed at different locations in Japan for people to try out as a location testing phase for the game. Now different versions of the games have shown up displaying updated features such as damage output and combo potentials. Each character appeared to have their own unique moves, which included OTGs, which is on the ground attacks, specials, supers, and grapples. What I thought was very interesting was that each character could use powerful Sanskrit spells to attack the opponents. Now this was used in exchange for a small amount of the life gauge. Force 5 was last seen in 2003's AM show, where the game seemed to have taken a drastic change from the first versions observed. This was confirmed by eyewitnesses. The game previously ran in a unique system where each stage consisted of 5 20-second battles. When the game was shown at the AM show, it ran in the standard 2-bout format of 99 seconds. The damage that the attacks can inflict was also greatly decreased from the demo during the AM show. The biggest complaint was that a single combo could completely kill an opponent. It was then stated that Force 5 was scheduled to be released that spring. Now according to online sources and photos, there are about 5 people who are known to have a physical version of this game. However, the ROM has yet to be dumped for unknown reasons. It is also unknown what version they have of the game. Now while it wasn't publicly admitted, it was assumed that this game and along with the Atomis Wave were discontinued due to the decline in popularity of arcades. While arcades are still much more popular in Japan, It isn't to say that the popularity still hasn't decreased from what it once was. Now what is known is that the assets of Force 5 were sold and reused for the game titled Jingy Storm on Sega's Naomi GD in 2006, which is a special system of arcade boards. Jingy Storm is oftentimes described as an urban Street Fighter fighting game. Each of the male fighters is paired up with a female who were pretty much just eye candy for the quotes for the afterbout comments. And according to a few witnesses, during the first location test of the game, the girl on the losing side would strip, but that's neither here nor there. Another fun fact is that the character Del Sol from Force 5 made an appearance in Sega's Fighting Vipers 2 as an hidden boss and hidden character. Now if anyone is interested on how Force 5 played, we were directed to a full hour-long video of a Japanese show-off of the title of all the characters and a decent amount of gameplay. I'll put the link in the description below. But anyways, that is what we know of Force 5. Thank you guys for watching. Check out our other Sammy Corporation videos I've made in the past. And check us out on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and our Patreon if you'd like to donate to our channel and give us any suggestions for any future videos. And I'll catch you all next time.